during sideboarding. Okay, and it looks like we are ready to go. Dries on Merfolk and Ian on his trusty blue-black control deck. A very casual start here for sure. That's one Branch Walker as the first creature in the match. Branch Walker need to learn how to type. And that Explorer gave Dries an +1/+1 counter. I'm also going to check to see if we can adjust the camera a little bit here, because it seems to be doing a lot worse than it should be. So don't be surprised if we lose image for just a little while. There we go. This should be better. No, what's going on? Okay, but now we have a broken overlap. Great. Okay. Oh no, everything going wrong. Okay, so for now the card viewer appears to be broken, since we have the camera image overlapping it. And in the meantime, we are losing valuable match time. Okay, so I'm sorry about the card viewer. We'll fix it later. For now, let's focus back on this match where Dries is developing really fast and is showing that he's not actually playing a classic blue-green Merfolk deck, but that he is playing an Explore construction in there with the Wild Growth Walker. I have no idea what's going on with my video. Oh. No. That's not the one I was looking for. What did Dries play? Ah, Hadana's Climb, yeah. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let's focus on the match and we will try to fix the graphical issues later. For now, I'm sorry about the blurriness, and we should get this figured out for the next match. We have a hostage taker from Ian trying to equalize the board, taking out one of the lookouts. That lookout then also getting its +1/+1 counter. The life total apparently moved out of the screen, so not sure where that has gone. Yeah, the players apparently moved it out of the screen. It's unfortunate. And in the meantime, Dries is building up with Jade Bearer and the Merfolk Lord. So he's playing an in-between version of Explorer and blue-green Merfolk, it seems, and putting on quite a lot of pressure. We're gonna make sure that for game 2 that the life total stays in screen, because it's pretty hard to assess where we are in the game right now. But it looks to me like Ian is looking for answers here. Might be looking to chum block. The fact that the Jade Bearer attacks makes me suspect that Ian is on a rather low life total. Oh, and we have the pump spell in the form of River Herald's Boon to blow this wide open. +1/+1 counters all over the place. It's going crazy. But Ian has some tricks up his sleeve as well. And since we can't see the graveyards either, because the players aren't playing in the instructed area, I guess we don't know what exactly happened there, but that's okay. Ian has the ruse in his hand to flicker the hostage taker, has a lookout of his own. So a very creature focused control deck from Ian for sure. I don't need to wear this. There we go. Let's get a little more comfortable here. Still unclear where we are as far as life totals go, but it seems to me that Dries has managed to put up quite a lot of pressure. Oh, and there is the Herald of the Lost Streams himself. So that's a sizable attack unblocked here for Dries. I count at least 8 power here. Ian has the Siren's Ruse on his hostage taker to get rid of the rather large Explorer monster. That needs to stay under there, right? Because we still need to cast it. And there we go. That's 1 Explorer for Ian. And Ian stays in the game. I see a Kite Sail Freebooter hiding in his hand there. There's only 1 card in Dries's hand. Don't forget that Dries has the flipped Hadana's Climb as well. So it's good that we have the outlook on Ian's side, because otherwise things might already get a bit problematic for him. So you can give things +X/+X where X is its power and give them flying, forcing some blocks out of Ian. Herald of the Streams comes back. And again, we have a Siren's Ruse on hostage taker to take another hostage. That's I just realized I don't have the chat open anywhere. So sorry if you guys already said something. Yeah, they're supposed to have their libraries and their life totals in screen, but apparently my instructions... no, it's... We'll fix it for game 2. For now, let's just have them finish their game, and we'll see if we can fix the camera quality. Okay, now Ian going on to the offensive. There isn't much left on Dries' side. And Dries scoops him up. I will be back in a few minutes as I instruct the players how to keep decks and life totals in screen. Okay, so that fixes our life totals. Let's have a look top down. Haha, we have life totals in screen. Now fix that dome camera. What's going on with this guy? So we're going to be screwing things up for a little while and then fixing them again. There we go. So we have a bit of an awkward screen now. And how are we going to fix this? We have some time while they're sideboarding, because it's boring anyway to watch people sideboard. Yeah, can't make it bigger than this, otherwise the screen starts encroaching on other areas. So I'm going to readjust the camera manually. Okay. Still needs to be better. Okay, I did my workout for today, sprinting up and down the stairs a couple of times. So we'll try and make it work with this camera angle for now. I'm sorry that it's crooked. It's the best we can do for a little while. Alright, so we have Wild Growth Walker facing off against Gifted Etherborn. A lot better start for Ian than last game. And a lookout for Dries to put on the pressure. Got a land off that. And 3 life with the Walker, waiting for bounce or any type of removal to get rid of that Gifted Etherborn. Ooh, and a Sailor of Means. So very clearly a deck inspired by the Esper control decks here from Ian. He's not playing white, opting to go heavier into Siren's Ruse, and I'm expecting Supernatural Stamina as well. I haven't taken a look at the deck list that much, because I don't want to put it on screen while we are still in the matches. Some packs going back and forth now. Okay, and this time we do have our eyes on the chat. Actually going to move some stuff around so I'm paying more attention to you guys in the chat and a little less to other stuff that's less important. There we go. Okay. So we have a Ravenous Chupacabra from Ian to get rid of that Wild Growth Walker, and a Cartouche of Knowledge to try and break open, which gets answered by
This is Sparta!
Yes, by a Fatal Push from Ian. So this time Ian very firmly in control all the way from the beginning of the match. Seems like already starting to steamroll. A bunch of life total changes happening with all these life linkers. And then at this point Dries is just struggling to stay in the game here. Explore reveals a dive down. So that's actually a big tip to Ian again. So he knows when he should or should not play his removal. Oh. Hieroglyphic Illumination from Ian. A bit of a surprising addition in this creature deck. Kind of would have, well, it takes the place of the Cloud Blazer that we see in the Esper versions of the deck, so it's sort of understandable in that regard. And Ian in the tank, trying to make sure how he can maximize the lead he currently has. The worst feeling you can have is pretty much everyone in the chat is pretty much having a game in the bag and then losing it due to a unfortunate or impatient play mistake. It's a horrible feeling. So Ian choosing for a Siren's Lookout. Well, there's quite a bit. We know that Ian is playing Siren's Ruse and might be playing Supernatural Stamina as a way to sort of blink the Chupacabra. We saw Ian use this mechanic to exile and cast 3 different creatures from Dries through Hostage Taker in game 1. So yes, and there we have it. The Siren's Ruse demonstrating what it does. There aren't many pirates you really want to blink with this, but even as just a blink spell, it's just good enough. If you have the right creatures to blink, of course. Pretty crazy for everything that has happened already, for these players to still be hovering around the starting life total. It's almost impressive. Okay, Ian trying to solidify his position, going off camera again. This time it's not his fault though, we've been messing around with the camera. The Prophet of... whatchamacallit? Oh my god, there's 13 prophets in Magic, why? Why? This is the one, Twilight Prophet. For Ian, and I do think he's ascended, 6 lands, yeah, he's ascended. So that's a reverse Dark Confidant for him now, drawing him a card every turn and stealing away some life in the process. And I keep forgetting the name of that Merfolk. What is your name? It's a good question. Is it Tishana's Wayfinder? I think so. No, that's not the one. Okay, if you know the name of the Merfolk Lord, just dump it in the chat. Don't forget that if he blinks the Chupacabra, that was one of the questions earlier, that he doesn't get to draw a card. So apparently Ian was digging for something, which made it... is it Mistbinder? Which made it maybe more interesting to blink the Siren, as that is a pirate that draws him a card. Another Gifted Etherborn for Ian, as he is solidifying his position. Oh, a Hieroglyphic Illumination to dig even further, while Dries looks to be out of gas here. We know one of those 2 cards is a Dive Down from an earlier Explore, and the Prophet starting to deliver card advantage. Yes, life loss not so much at this point. Okay, and hello Sayu, welcome to the chat. We're currently in round 1, game 2, where Ian is up 1-0 in the Gentry Invitational. And honestly, unless something crazy comes out of Dries' deck, it does look like Ian will be going on to the next match. Attack in the air and with a bunch of Death Touchers, nice and safe. Offers up some trades. Yeah, I think you really should be taking them, as Dries is doing. And we have another River Herald's Boon, which barely does anything really. I think Ian can get away with letting this resolve, knowing that there's again a dive down hidden in Dries' hand. It's another another Siren's Ruse to blink the Chupacabra. Thank you very much for the compliment on my beard. Very proud of it myself. You know, it's it'll really gets the girls going. I lost my sexy sax button. Ah well. Okay. So that's the attack that, and honestly, it didn't even have the potential for Dries to make a comeback on. And that's that Deadeye something. Deadeye, what's his face? Brawler, that's it. Deadeye Brawler. It's one of my favorite cards in the set that I haven't found a deck for. Looks like Ian did that, just that here. There's a lot of Death Touch in this deck as well. Why are there so many crazy things? Okay, Sailor of Means brings a treasure. At this point, Ian is just showing off, flooding the board, but I think we are pretty much decided on the outcome of this game and probably the match. It's a fatal push to get a negate from Dries' hand. So Dries is playing negate as well. I think that's a bit of a mistake to be playing a control game against Ian's deck. You clearly are the beatdown in this matchup. So I wonder if it wouldn't have been more interesting to play more tempo-oriented cards against Ian in this matchup. And there we have the handshake. Game match 1 is already over with Ian taking it 2-0. So let's have a look over at the bracket and fill out one of these names. Woo! We're gonna